Hi everyone, welcome to Marianne's Mystic Mentions. I'm Marianne. Welcome to the December month's reading. I'm excited, I really am. It is the last month of the year. It came extremely quickly. I know people say that, it really did, and yet bring it. That's my feeling, just bring it, right? For those that are new, welcome. For those that are returning, thank you so much for supporting me and, liking, subscribing, sharing the love, and supporting my channel, because that's how it works with your, intervention, if you will, your loving gestures, your comments, the things that I just thrive on and appreciate. So I always want to put that out there. Now, I'm going to read, today will be the reading for the sign of Cancer, the beautiful water, sensitive, cardinal, very, very capable sign, very intuitive, very psychic, very watery, flowy, just, for you, Cancer. Now we literally are starting, doing these readings the latter part of November. Today is the very first day that starts the season of Sagittarius. So we just finished Scorpio season. I feel like for a lot of Cancers, being a fellow water sign, that was good in a lot of ways, but it also really helps us to go within. There's a lot of depth with Scorpio. You can relate. I know a lot of Cancers have had relationships, are having relationships. They understand the fundamental aspects when you're the same element of water, like your fellow water signs. But that is over for 2024. And we have a completely different energy with Sagittarius, Jupiter ruled, emphasis being optimistic, fun, traveling, truth, knowledge, freedom, socializing, all the wonderful things that you think about around this time of the year, which is the holidays. So I welcome and hope that all of you have an amazing holidays, whatever you may celebrate, whether you do or not. I know it's hard for people that have lost people, myself included, but every year that goes by with the people that are no longer in my life, I just bring them along anyway. It's just, they're always there. I always feel such gratitude to have had them in my life, and it's different for everyone. It takes time to process it a lot of times. So just know that I'm understanding of that as well. But just wanting to bring and hopefully send as much love and positivity to you always on this channel. And so I'm going to be doing the Celtic Cross again this month. And as far as my gloves and the colors and the energies, of course, all color has energy, and they do represent different parts of our chakra system, which is what I do first, is do our chakra check. For those that are new, I have a little system down. So far, so good. Of course, it's ever changing. I decided for Christmas to alternate between the green, which is heart and, emotion and so forth, to the red, which is fire, and it's Sagittarius, and it's, we have the moon still in Leo, and then we had Mars affecting us these last 15 plus months, with the last Mars eclipse happening in March of 2025, which has been in Aries, and Aries, the fellow fire sign to the other two, a lot of power. Mars, masculine energy. Cancer being a feminine energy, not because of the gender, but we all have both within ourselves. It's always good to keep the balance and be aware of that. And so I'm going to be reading the Celtic Cross, and I'm bringing out a new deck, which is not new to me, not in the least. It's just, I like to change the decks as well. And I'm going to be using my first deck that I ever received as a gift when I was 32 years old. So over a half a life ago. And it's pretty remarkable when I think about that. I did readings for years with these, and then I put them away, and I only do readings for myself with them, with today's exception and this month's exception. But it feels beautiful. I've learned and felt so much from this. So much has happened with these. So much has been shared and helped me to grow. And that's what I want to extend to you. And So yeah, the Rider-Waite-Smith, what a wonderful beginning basis. If you're interested or thinking you want to start, I always highly recommend this. And then I eventually want to make my own deck. So, that's on the bucket list for sure. But so in addition to that, I will end with an oracle message, which I think is really important. Actually, today, I forgot. I'm using my other deck that I usually don't share anymore. I brought it out a few times in the last few years as I do my readings, but it is my angel deck. Doreen Virtue, who no longer is, publishing them, but she did for a long time. And I fully believe in the angels. They have been a part of my life and everybody's life, whether you realize it or not. Most people that watch my channel, they're very much aware of their guides, their guardian angels, their spirit guides, their higher power, all the things that involve this beautiful mystical part of our life, all the senses beyond the ability to see and smell and taste. They're still so, so present. So I'm going to start with your chakra check, as I mentioned. And basically, I do have to share with you, it's kind of interesting, but it makes sense that we have had the same chakra being pulled for the first 3 readings, which is all I've done so far. And I wanted to, kind of just get ahead of this Mercury retrograde starting on the 25th of November. The shadow period started well before that. I've certainly felt it. It's okay. We can go on. Life does go on, and it's perfectly fine. I've actually found some really positive parts of the Mercury retrograde. But the things that will be there for sure are delays and times to just really kind of remind yourself, review things, relax, reminisce, revisit. People come into your lives that haven't been there for a while during the retrograde, strangers you haven't talked to for so long. It's like, wow, I hadn't thought of you forever. And there they are. It's already happened. It happened yesterday. I know it'll continue to. I love keeping notations about that. It just really excites me. So I'm just doing a couple of shuffles and then I'm bringing it up. Well, what do you know? You broke the spell and it's perfect. It makes so much sense to me. This is that beautiful aspect, and it's a part of the third eye. It's what I call the upper areas of the chakras. So we have the 7 chakras and then the 8th, which is the all connected chakra. But it starts with our base and then our sacral chakra, our solar plexus, our heart, our throat, our third eye, and then the crown, the thing that brings in the information and the downloads and the dreams and the prophetic type of things, which happens to a lot of cancers I know. And there's a lot of very, very psychic and very spiritual cancers. And so it stands to reason that this would come up for you. And I chose the heart, of course, because I feel like you are extremely caring and compassionate and giving and feeling. And it's a heart-centered type of a sign. I just have always felt that water signs have such deep emotions, and they want to share and care. And you're known as the mother of the, astrology, whether you're a man or a woman, meaning you're very, very interested in family and sharing family and providing that safe and happy home. And you're more than happy to be there. And it just, you love the comfort. You love the security of that. And you love helping others. You always have been that way. So this one, though, however, is, like I said, the crown chakra. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read to you what it says. It is number 7. And once again, it is the part that allows us, when it's open and it's free of blockages or, any kind of concerns or maybe stress or any of that nature. It's free to do this very thing I'm about to read. And it says, my divine eternal knowing is seamless with the creative force. And that's the other thing, of course. When I think of water and I think of the cups, which represent the water element, it is about our creativity. So creative, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, just molding and manifesting things. And what is when you, let me see, the alchemy of it, turning water to wine and so forth, which has been fables from the past. But I think at some point in some ways it actually occurred, which is why these things and these fables and these stories ever occur. There's always a bit of truth in it. And so it says, love and intelligence are the universe. I am the essence of love personified. And you are. We all are. And you're there to really help us be in touch with that, Cancer. And you are definitely a guiding force. And I am really happy you got the 7th chakra. Now, in addition to that, there is a little message that I like to add with this gift that I got. It has a necklace that I can put that particular chakra crystal in, and this would be the clear quartz, which is how we are able to see things so very clearly, and it helps us to be more in tune. And when I'm doing my massage therapy as a massage therapist for many years, which you've heard about if you've ever tuned in, still working full-time, I always keep a clear quartz in my pocket because it helps me with that intuition and know what parts of the body, are needing more help, or my Reiki practice that I do, just really feeling and sensing more strongly. So I'm going to put that in the necklace so that'll help infuse the reading as well. I have the amethyst, which I always also carry because it's amazing for protection and healing of all sorts. And that was the first 3 readings that required that. So, but we're going to put this beautiful crystal in here. And I'll put it on. And we're going to get started with the reading. So one more portion, though, is the actual little notification on and the card that comes with this beautiful gift that I got and love so much. It's just a little bit of wisdom about the crystal itself. The crown, wisdom, awareness, and focus. So it helps with that focus, that sharp, focus. Clear quartz, I focus with clarity on my spiritual purpose. How perfect, right? Without it, it is like an arm. It's like an appendage. It's like me breathing. It is everything. And I live for it and I live with it. And I love and appreciate more and more the gifts of spirituality and the ability to connect with the co-creative energies that are always there for all of us. I'm so sorry. Something fell, but it's not going to affect us right now. It just made a loud noise. So I'll pick those up later. And as I said, we're going to get on with your reading. And this is for December. And just a couple little notes more about the month of December and the most important astrological things. I am an inspiring and enthusiast when it comes to astrology. But for now, until I'm actually doing charts and astrology for people, I am just mentioning the most important things I find that do affect every one of us, even though this is a general reading for all Cancers. You would want to watch, I think, your moon, your sun, your moon, your ascendant, your Venus, definitely. And I'm incorporating Mercury because Mercury is the planet that definitely has to do with communication. So checking to see how that might be and knowing that this Mercury retrograde will be in full effect on the 25th of November through the 15th of December might affect your communication. It does as a reader. For me, it does with many readers I watch. It's just that little trickster kind of energy that happens. Nothing we can't live with. Always good to double check anything you're writing or sending. You might accidentally send the wrong email to somebody else. It definitely affects technology. I'm feeling really lucky right now, but I know that's why I'm allowing extra time because a lot of times things have to be redone. It's just being patient. It's accepting the unexpected. And then lastly is transportation. It could mean delays and, detours to work, which happen to me all the time. It's like clockwork. Whenever there's a Mercury retrograde about to happen, I see signs that state there's a 3-week period they're going to be working on the road, just allowing extra time to get to work for that. All those types of things. And then allowing the beauty of not knowing. And when my clients reschedule, which they do very often during a retrograde, the opening up of that time allows for things that wouldn't have normally happened. And I call them the nuggets of the Mercury retrograde. And I look forward to them because they happen all the time, especially when you're watching for it. So that's a positive. And I like to put out positive as much as possible. I think we all really, really need that. And I just enjoy feeling positive about life in general, because we've all had our ups and downs for sure. So we're going to head on with this reading. I'm going to do the Celtic cross. I'll explain each specific, position and its meaning, and then what the cards have to say, okay? Now, the first overall energy is what the first card will represent. And that's you, basically. That's what you're bringing to the reading and what kind of energy is coming off for the Cancers, all the beautiful Cancers of the world. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is known as the card of contemplation, deep thought. A lot of times it has to do with the earth energy, which is the pentacles or the coins, our sustenance, anything we can feel, see, touch that's tangible. You've got 7, like the largest amount you want is the 10, and that's only 3 away. So you're doing well, Cancer. You know that you've worked hard. It does have to do with working and putting out that energy and that patience that a lot of earth energies have. Perhaps you have that in your chart. I only have 1 planet in earth. It's a doozy, but it definitely helps keep me grounded. And it is, you're really thinking about what you're doing right now as far as maybe your work or your job, and is it time to change? Is it time to level up? Is it time to take classes? Anything I can do to maybe add a little bit of income, have a secondary income. That's generally what this is. And I will steal the coin phrase from beautiful Chris Reck and his minnow pond that I've watched forever and ever, well, since the beginning actually, is the juice worth the squeeze, basically, right? That's only something that you can answer, Cancer. So that's kind of the theme right now. It kind of makes sense with this retrograde. We're going to be doing a lot of rethinking, a lot of strategizing, because, it gives us time to do so. It's rather perfect, actually. So the next card is going to be the blocks or blessings. Oh, okay. Well, maybe you're thinking about this particularly, and not necessarily any gender association, but because you're wanting to have a relationship, you're wanting to step forth, and you're wanting to take it to another level. The Lovers is the major arcana that represents lovers. Now, it's definitely romantically inclined. And it could be somebody you've been with for a long time and you're still feeling like, I'd like to go to the next level, whatever that may be. A lot of people are together and they don't necessarily get married, or they think about maybe having children. Or if it's not romance, there's a beautiful partnership that this can mean for you, Cancers. And it's a great selection. It also represents the sign of Gemini, and actually Jupiter, the benevolent planet that only visits our sign every 12 years, has been in the sign of Gemini since June of 2024. It's retrograde. I believe it goes station forward again beginning of February. So it'll be full tilt and building its momentum until June 25th, when it then goes into your sign, Cancer. So it can be a very, very special, magical time of expansion and transformation and luck and love and happiness and joy. And perhaps for you, you're motivating yourself to allowing that partnership in. Could be having to do with work. It doesn't have to be romantic. There are a lot of people who are incredibly happy being single, and I'm happy for you, because that's what life's about. Loving yourself, loving your friends, your family, anything. Just as long as you're feeling good and you have that excitement about life. So this is absolutely beautiful. I would consider this a blessing as far as the blessing and blocks are concerned. And then we move to the foundation, which is always extremely important in our lives. Interesting. You have the Hanged Man. Now, the Hanged Man is representative of the sign of Pisces. There's going to be a lot of Pisces energy, and this is good for you. This is your fellow water sign. Pisces is the most spiritual, very creative, very, very sensitive as well, very in tune. The old soul, the last sign of the zodiac, mutable, changeable, I call them the chameleon, you know, they can adapt to pretty much anything. They're absolutely heart-centered and loving, and they're compassionate, and they care greatly for others. They want to do service. They want to give. This hangman is basically a beautiful feeling of letting go, watching life, taking it easy like you would during a retrograde, because sometimes you don't have a choice. You are given that extra time to see things from a different perspective, you know, whether it be relationships or the job that we mentioned as your overall energy. Your foundation is one of openness. You're feeling comfortable. This is the tree of life. And this person hanging here is just like trusting in the growth and the knowledge and all the wonderful things that life can and does bring to us when we're aware and we want to be open to what it is we're learning. It's an ever-ending learning process, this thing we call life. So I like that because it tells me that you have interest in just seeing things in a different way. And my goodness, with the huge transformation after many years and for many years to come of Pluto from Capricorn to Aquarius, oh, you'll be seeing things in different perspective. And I think it'll be great for everybody. There's always going to be a positive and a shadowy, but we focus on the positive and we can learn and grow in ways we never thought we could. So I'm loving this for you. I love your open-mindedness. We go then to the next, which is the recent past. And you have the Page of Swords. So the pages are the youthful aspect. You know, they're the beginning of ideas. They're definitely about ideas because the sword, the Page of Sword, the sword is the air element. And that is about our brains, about our intellect, about learning, about growing, about expanding, as far as anything having to do with our thoughts and our expression and our way to express and talk and communicate. So somehow or another, something is definitely interesting you to be more outspoken, maybe stand up for how you're feeling more. A lot of Cancers are very capable of all of that and very literate and very expressive. And at the same time, a lot have a lot of feeling to where they maybe don't feel like they feel it and they understand, but they're not necessarily able to express it a lot of times. So this is help in that direction. Maybe somebody coming your way to instigate a new class or course or something that can help with that. Starting a YouTube channel. Boy, if you ever want to try to get out of being, you know, an introvert, check out a YouTube channel because it's wonderful. But it's also very much, it really shows you, you know, who you are and who you can become, and patience and the evolving that happens, you know, like you just have to do it. And then as time goes on, hopefully it gets better and better and you're more comfortable. But there's some news. These are messengers because they're the minor arcana, and it could be a youthful person in your life that you are thinking about. That's a part of your life. Your children, of course. Definitely the thought of having children, with this being right next to the Lovers. And I mentioned that earlier, that maybe that's something you've been thinking about. Are you able to make enough money? Are you wanting to take time off and maybe be part-time home, part-time work, all the, you know, considerations with the 7 I mentioned, all the while always having great support from the universe, because 7 is a divinely guided and, you know, spiritual number, definitely. But yeah, so this is something that's possibly already happened. Some news came in that kind of really perked your interest, and you're thinking, okay, let's learn more, you know, let's find out all this during a retrograde when I have the time to do so. Do more investigating and, you know, looking into and fine-tuning of things. So let's see what this says in addition to that might help with the story as far as the Page of Swords. Now that could be Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, and we've already gotten the Gemini, so that's a double there. And then we have another 7 for the possible future. So you've got 2 7s together. And that's about, definitely introspection. That is definitely about wanting to really go inward and say, okay, I'm going to make a really defining decision. And you, by the way, are very much about defending your rights. That's what I love about the Rider-Waite. It really kind of expresses a lot of the meanings. You're at the top of the hill. You see all of these wands, which, by the way, are fire. So I mentioned the gloves are going to be fire or heart associated. And it seems like so far we're on the right path with that, because Sagittarius is amazing and so much fun and so exhilarating, but it's also fire, and it is energy, and it can get out of hand sometimes. We want to make sure that, we're standing up for ourselves and not being treated in a way that doesn't feel right or that doesn't feel just. So you're definitely sticking true to what you want, what your interest, your inspiration is, and you're not going to let anybody persuade you otherwise. Okay, I like it. It's strong. It's strength. It's a 7. And then we move on to the immediate future. And for you, that is the 2 of Wands. There you go. So you're really contemplating things. You've got, the determination. You're going to stand up for what you believe. You're really giving time to go well, that's what retrogrades are anyway. They're very introspective. Really, really being honest with yourself about how you feel, what direction you want to go. You've got messages and ways to go about finding out or learning something. It might be new, and taking a course. Like I said, many things could be a part of that. It's a general reading, and here you are with the world in your hand, and you're becoming far more decisive, but very energetic and very, very excited about what's in store for you and what's ahead of you. And it's the 2. So once again, a partnership seems to be a possibility. You've got one behind you that you're familiar with and you've already been associated with as far as your dreams and maybe something you've been doing all along. But there's something else. There's something new coming in. You see the little fronds of, growth coming through. So it's the beginning, but there's so much out there in the world. I mean, it's endless, and the opportunities are endless, and your creativity is endless. So you're feeling pretty powerful, Cancer, and I love that. And that is part of the energy. Now there's a full moon happening on the 15th, and that's going to be in Gemini. And that's what, where Jupiter is, even though it's in retrograde, it's still powerful. It's beautiful. It goes extremely well with fire energy, which is Sagittarius. And then at the end of the month, we go into Capricorn on the 21st. So the Earth again. But right now we have Venus, the benevolent, beautiful planet that's giving and loving. And it's all about the senses and happiness and joy and feeling good. That's in Capricorn right now. That's about our home. That is about our structure. And just feeling comfortable and feeling more positive about things right now. So I love that around the holidays especially. This is good. This is good. You're in the right direction. You know where you want to go. Write things down. There was a new moon on the 30th, and then I just heard somebody saying it's actually the 1st. But either day, it's Sagittarius. So always writing down those intentions are so powerful. It'll last at least 2 or 3 weeks. We're still getting the powerful influences from this, the eclipses, that happened certainly in the last 15 months in Aries, being in the North Node, and Libra in the South. But then we had the first of a year and a half, 18 months, with Pisces, which is all about creativity. And that's this right here. And it's with you because it's your fellow water. So I just feel a lot of stuff bubbling up, and you're just feeling incredibly, the juices are flowing. That sacral chakra, that creative part of us is really starting to come out, and you're just feeling really excited, but confident, and you know where you're going. So then we have the stem of the Celtic cross, and it starts with the kind of your overall feeling about life right now, in general. This is your overall energy, but this is kind of your perspective on the reading, perhaps on life in general. And you have the Page of Wands. So you got the Page of Swords and the Page of Wands. And the Wands, of course, are the fire, and they're the Leo and the Sagittarius, the season we're in. They're the Aries. Everything we've talked about, it's vibrant, it's new ideas and nothing stopping you, and excitement and, information on that. It's still new, though. It's the beginning. And remembering, if it isn't about children or wanting to create that as well, which is obviously the best creative aspect of all in our lives, to have children. I mean, that's the ultimate in creation, right? This is about our childlike, wonder, and to continue that our whole lives, to keep in touch with that inner child, and to play and to have fun and to let loose and to celebrate and to be around people you love. And yes, it's important to work hard. Yes, we need to survive. But just really having fun seems to bring in more manifestations, and it's because of the feeling and the energy combined together. It's the magic potion. So then the next one is your environment. My goodness, here you are, the Ace of Cups. You see how when you do this and you really sit with things and you really believe and you envision and you visualize and you trust and you put things in action and you write it down, you get that Ace of Cups. This is the universe saying, here you go. Here's your beginning. Here's that powerful new start. You've got the newness from both of these pages and the information coming through, should you choose to take it in. With your own twist, of course, There's a lot more innovative energy coming in with this Pluto in Aquarius. So I love that. Around you is love. Around you is compassion. You're the one that's compassionate as well, Cancer, but it's coming back. There's that reciprocity. And there's this wonderful opportunity, or maybe more than one, but I see one now, and one is good to start. Sometimes too many just does not work. The focus is right there. Perhaps you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me know. I love having that interaction with the clients that are watching in my audience. It means everything. So then we go on to the hopes and fears category. Excuse me, one moment. We've got this stuck together here. And you have the Hierophant. Woo! There's another major arcana. Major arcanas are important. The universe really wants to put this message across. Now, this is in Taurus. We had this incredible full moon in Taurus on the 15th. I really felt that one. It's about our earthly, once again, the earthly plane, the groundedness, creating this idea, this relationship and everything, and watching it grow for the long haul. This is the teacher, the guide, the mentor. This is religious rite. It's ceremonial. It's weddings. It's taking that step, the next step, with your heart of hearts and saying it's time. And maybe you know somebody getting married. Maybe you're attending weddings. There are keys at the bottom of this as well, so that open the right doors in the right circumstances. And the red, of course, is the vibrancy, once again, of your power and your excitement and strength. I mean, it's all about strength. Mars represents red. Mars is the planet of war and vitality, and just a lot of red, a lot of green. So suiting for December, isn't it? So then the last, of course, is the outcome card. And for you, beautiful Cancers, well, I love this. This is perfect. This is how the readings have been going. This is the kind of predominant energy we will have in December. And you have the Star. Holding on to your dreams, never let them go, no matter what. And people will try to pull you down sometimes. Don't let that happen. You know better. You're learning, and anytime you watch this channel, I'll only try to convince you and make you realize how powerful you are, how exceptional you are, how capable you are, how no matter what, when you keep going and you believe, things happen. This is the Alchemist card. I think I brought that up earlier, changing water to wine. It is actually representing the sign of Aquarius. And of course, we just had Pluto go into Aquarius for the next 20 plus years. So it's a long stay. It's a slow moving planet. But it's about innovation. It's about breaking out of the box, doing things you wouldn't have necessarily thought you would do before. But it's to your betterment. It is to transform you and make you realize your greatest potentials. Okay, now I love this as an outcome. I love the reading. There's nothing here that makes me feel even the slightest bit, uneasy or unhappy in any way. This is saying go, go, and go. And that is what Sagittarius season will do, should you choose to take that path. So yes, things come up regardless. Stay strong. Always keep that faith and trust. And miracles will continue to hugely be a part of your life. So in closing though, Cancer, I do want to say thank you again for your time. It means very, very much to me. And this is my star. This is my, as I wean away from massaging in the next couple of years and mostly devote most of my time to the readings and to monetizing and, making a living out of it. It's everything. So it's been a lot of years, but I never really, really had the drive as much as I do now. And so I follow my star too. And I'm just saying, whatever you want to do is exactly what you need to do. So this is the angel deck. So I've definitely shuffled very well, but I'm going to just do one more. I'm being asked to do so. And for you, the message is, in closing, the same one as yesterday. It's so weird. And I really have shuffled a lot. Enchantment. That's what life can offer us. Are you focused on that kind of environment and that beautiful feeling that you can bring in for yourself? The people you surround yourself with, your ideas and dreams, they're enchanting. Life is one big miracle. Focus on that. Know that you are absolutely entitled and deserving of anything and everything that you could ever imagine. Okay? And I love this for you. I hope it's an amazing, beautiful December and that you'll let me know and that I can see you again for January's readings. Take good care until next time. Bye for now.